G'day folks, it's Rob here and welcome to right down the back of our backyard farm. Today's clip is a little bit of a selection that I shot through the week. I'm thinking about doing this little bit of a weekly vlog that is a selection of shorter clips from the week all tacked together for you folks who really do enjoy what grows on here in our little backyard farm. And every now and then Lizzie will make a cameo as well. She's wandering around out the back looking for lizards, I think. Yeah, so this clip is the first one. The first section of the clip will be looking at clearing out the ginger bed, just taking some warrigal greens out and a few other bits and pieces that are going on, a bit of a look at the aquaponics. And the second section of the clip, hello Lizzie, the second section of the clip is a look at what's growing on out the front. Just to let you know, that little patch of green Lizzie just walked through and is currently standing in is a mix of warrigal greens and sweet potato. The warrigal greens are just volunteers that have popped up in a little pile of soil that I moved behind the compost cage there, and the sweet potatoes are just a hangover from when they were growing wild in the chicken pen. So you're off, are you, Lizzie? Anyway, I will leave it there. I do hope you enjoy the clip. At the end I'll include a couple of photos of bits and pieces from around the patch during the week, and I'll include a look at feeding of the fish for you folks who are interested. I do hope you enjoyed the clip and I'll catch you at the end anyway. Cheers all! G'day folks, thought I'd just show you what I've harvested for dinner tonight. This is about a third of a plant of warrigal greens. It was a volunteer in this so-called ginger bed. I say so-called because there's also volunteer parsley, and there was the old volunteer eggplant I showed the patrons in an earlier clip. Was infested by mites, so rather than having it spread around here, I chopped it off. This is supposed to be a ginger bed. It's got some Kenchur ginger down the back here, one plant there and another one trying to poke out over there. And there's a number of ginger down here too. I damaged some of them while I was harvesting the warrigal greens, I just noticed. So they've been struggling a little bit just because they've been so smothered. The warrigal greens was actually all over this bed, all over the front and the back as well. Because the other ginger that's in a more shaded position than that has actually done really well so far. This is the finger root or Chinese keys ginger. And just to show you in the bed next to this one, we have the turmeric crop, the main one for this year that we will be harvesting this year. It's flown out of the gate, and even some volunteers from the mega harvest I had a couple of weeks back. And yes, as you can see, the lawn's a little, well, not lawn, but the yard's a little bit overgrown out the back here. We've had a fair bit of rain, so I haven't managed to come down and maintain it. I've actually got some Chinese elms, if we can bring the camera around. Got some Chinese celtis over along the fence there that I need to trim back and mulch, and I'll probably use them as a mulch cover over all the ground in this back corner here after I upend these roots, the roots of these weeds, just turn them up and then bury the mulch over the top of them. So that's sort of on the cards this week. We're also cleaning out under the house for the renos, and just to give you a look here too, a little coffee plant has got a load more berries on it than last year. The reason being is because I changed the root pouch it was in. I took it up from a 30 litre, I think it was, into a 56 litre. I fed up the soil with a load of amendments as well, and we've had a number of flush of flowers. We had two sort of big ones and then a smaller third one, so we have a load of berries on, and you can see some of the smaller berries from the last flush down the bottom there. So a much larger crop than our 3-berry season last year, and we might actually get a couple or two out of here. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a look at that. Just decided to pull out this Chinese lettuce, and it appears it's a bit of a slugfest. They are all through the bottom of the clay down here. I found a load up on the leaves as well. Not happy, Jan. The good news is there's also a healthy population of the red wrigglers in there. So, oh, there's more down here through the roots. So I'm going to have to collect all these guys, and I'll give you a bit of a look in a minute, folks. So folks, that's what I grabbed from this little area here around the roots. So I think I'm going to need some sort of slug control in here. I did notice one or two actually on the taller sections of this celtis. This celtis just got a little bit too woody, We did use some of the leaves. Oh, there we go. There's one of the little blighters there. Take this fella off too. Look at them. They're all trying to escape on me. So, yeah, I'm sort of glad I've taken this out because it looks like a little bit of a slug factory. So it's been about 3 hours and we've got loads of slugs coming around to party, but none have actually fallen in there as yet. So we've got a couple partying on the sidewall, and I can see some movement underneath there as well, just down beside the tin. How's it going, folks? Just a little bit of a catch up for you all on what's going on out the front here. So far, these Kajari melons have done fairly well for us. We've got a number of little fruit on there, and I've already bagged them up to try and keep the fruit fly out. There's a couple down the bottom I'm yet to bag up, but I'll get some bags on them soon. Oh, these are just little paint strainer, by the way, little paint strainer bags Ray and Kerry gave me. Thank you very much, folks. And we've just got them over the fruit, and they did a really good job last season. We've got some more little fruit up here. This one's just opened today, the little female flower. You can see the fruit behind it. So we're looking forward to a fair few Kajari melons this season. Just spotted another little one that needs to be looked after. Just down here, this damage on the leaf is actually caused by the 28 spot lady beetle larvae. You can see one of the hairy little ones just down in there. These guys will eat the surface layer of the leaf, both the adults and the juveniles, and yeah, they pretty much will decimate the plant if left be. We find they hit the pumpkins, zucchinis and eggplants mainly in our patch here, but they will feast on a variety of different plants and whatnot. So just to give you a look at these guys down here, they really do need to be bagged up, but I haven't seen any fruit fly stings on them as of yet. So pretty chuffed with the way this plant's going. I will come back and squish those little blighters later. I can't see any on there, they may have moved on. So I know there were a load on these leaves. Oh, there we go. There's a couple down there. There's also a spider, so hopefully that spider's feasting on one or two of them. And a couple more there, so I'll squish them once I finish. The rosellas or Jamaican sorrels coming along nicely. We've only got the 5 plants in this season. There were a couple of small seedlings, but I think they were accidentally weeded out. Just over the back under the rosella and melon we have a Thai basil, and this one here is a Thai basil there, where the centre stem was taken out, the 2 side branches have taken off. So pretty chuffed about that. A little bit disappointed we're only going to have the 5 rosellas, but I suppose there's always time for us to plant some more because they don't start flowering until autumn here, fall. So that's when we start to harvest those guys. Over here is a bed that I sowed out with corn. Unfortunately, we've only had 3 pop. There's 1 there and there's 2 down there. If we don't see anything in the next day or so, I will be buying some corn seedlings to go in, because this stuff there is almost ready. I'll show you that in a minute. But down here you can see the little red, that's the red undersides of the red amaranth seedlings. Plus we have some tomatoes popping up. They'll be the broad ripple yellow currants. And the amaranth, they are a leafy amaranth that we can harvest for salads. There's so many in there, I think I'll just pull them out as weeds. The next bed, the warrigal greens, we've harvested a fair bit out of this one, but we've got a huge patch out the back at the moment, so I might just mow all this back and I'll just snip it all off and throw it on the compost heap. Some of this corn's ready for harvest now. I had a bit of a sneak peek at this one before. As you can see up the top there though, not all of the cob was pollinated when the silks came out, but that's no huge loss. This is fairly decent smallish sort of cob there, but some of these other ones, there's another one there, it's a little bit short. But these other ones are a lot bigger. That's about a 3/4 cob. I'd say this one is as well, so I'll probably pull a few of them off for dinner tonight. We'll have them as a side dish to our rice paper rolls. Not very traditional, I know, but yeah, it will make for a tasty meal. Just down here to show you, we've got a load of figs forming on the little dwarf fig here. There's one down in there. There's 4 over on the tip of this one. A few more down the bottom there. So pretty chuffed with the way these are going. They've really responded well to being repotted. The Kaffir lime and the Australian native finger lime, they haven't done too well. I think that's more to do with the amount of rain that we've had. There were a few times where they were sitting in a lot of water, and citrus, as you may know, really don't like wet feet, so I think that may have affected them a bit. I'll just give you a bit of a look at the finger lime. She's definitely looking a lot better than she has in the past seasons, but still no sign of flowers. So I'm thinking this is just one plant we're going to have to get into the ground to get a decent flush of flowers on her. Probably couldn't hurt if I gave her a bit of a prune back as well. So there you go, just a bit of a wander around the front yard. Thought I'd give you a bit of a look at the tatty looking plant we had at the start of the clip here. This is our galangal. The reason I wanted to give you a bit of a look is this year's growth, not the tatty stuff from last year, is starting to throw out little flower spikes. So we've already got a couple of little blooms on there, and hopefully we might be able to collect a few more seeds this season. But yeah, most of this older tatty looking growth is from last season, so still haven't got in there to thin it out and yeah, transplant some of the roots into new positions. But I thought I'd just give you a bit of a look at that at the end, because these guys here are absolutely stunning, their little blooms, I think. Fish are feeding well this morning too. Getting a little bit messy though. They're funny, they always slow down when I bring the camera over. Just quickly for you folks who are long-time subscribers and do enjoy watching these little bits at the end, I would definitely recommend you check out this little clip up here. Just watch it all the way through. There might be something in there for you. To everyone else, I do hope that you've enjoyed this clip, and I will catch you next time. Cheers folks, have a top one.